I think it's a kind of offensive if a guy doesn't try to hit on me. But I'm like, what are you doing? What's wrong? It's a little like, did I do have something on my face? What's wrong with you? Are you gay?
Really? Seriously? So if somebody doesn't approach you, they're gay.
Last night I went out with a couple friends and we were sitting outside watching a concert, and we were just talking about how men never approach women. And I get it, it's nerve-wracking, it's uncomfortable, it could be like severe rejection, all these things, but it's frustrating when it feels like women have to do all of the work.
Yeah, well, I think guys have been doing all these years. They've been approaching, they've been trying, they've been doing what have you, and they've been shot down. But that's okay, because we've just got up, we've dusted ourselves off, and we've moved on, and we've tried with somebody else. And so it's gone on time and time again. And that's how it's worked. You don't get everybody. There's many people out there for one reason or another. They may have been in a relationship or just not in that sort of position, or headspace. Or women back in the day when, I was younger, they were respectful. They didn't swear or F and blind. They didn't just disrespect. They didn't treat you like an absolute arse. And if they did, it didn't really matter quite so much because, well, this wasn't here. Social media wasn't around. All the stuff that you put on, berating men, putting men down and what have you, of course it's going to have an impact. All the videos out there on TikTok or YouTube where you're calling men, what have you, women are just making stuff up. Like a guy will just walk past, look down at some weights, and they'll edit it in such a way to make the guy look like he's perving in some way, all for clicks and likes. And now, because of that, men are just they're not bothering because you're not worth it anymore. There's just, too many cons, not enough pros. You as a whole have killed it. Now there's nice women out there, and I'm sure you're lovely, but how do you know? How does somebody know whether or not you're one of the good ones?
So there was a couple guys that were clearly looking at us, and we decided to do a little experiment. So one of my friends, she went to the bathroom, and on her way back, she decided to stand like 10 feet from them. She's not going to approach them, but she's going to stand 10 feet from them all alone. And you're talking outdoors, concert. And she is just, in fact, I forgot that she was doing this experiment, and the look on her face looked like she was lost. So I was like, hey, we're over here. But I was like, oh yeah, we're doing this experiment. So she definitely looked approachable, almost looked like she needed help. And then she was just casually enjoying the music, even looks back at them.
Yeah, again, this is the thing, isn't it? You're at a concert. These guys are there. But how do you know? If you're at a concert, then clearly there's a crowd. So how do you know they were actually looking at you? They could have been looking at somebody just in front of you, or possibly just behind you, or just to the side, or something. they may not have actually been interested in you, or they may have seen something and, you know, thought, what the frickin' hell are they? You know what I mean? What do they keep looking at? And then your friend goes off and starts dancing. Well, if that was a guy, he'd be called a creep. So, you know, clearly your friend's a creep. Clearly you're all creeps. You're weirdos.
All the while, my other friend and I are watching, and these guys are like gawking at her, just non-stop staring at her.
Yeah, they may have thought that she was a complete pisshead. Maybe they thought that she was stoned out of a face eye on something. Who knows? She's standing there on her own, just, I don't know, dancing, as you call it. So maybe they just thought she was a complete fucking pisshead. And this is the thing. Women nowadays, or so it seems in the US from what I've heard, and definitely here in the UK, women are unable to give consent if drunk. Men can. Men can be held responsible for anything when they're drunk. Women, no, because they're delicate little flowers and they're unable to think for themselves. And if they make a mistake, clearly they were coerced and forced into it. So, yeah, it's not worth it. It really isn't. If you're at a concert and you're all pissed up and the law has deemed that you cannot give consent because you're drunk, they are open to a whole world of pain. So, you know, they may be gawking just simply because they thought that she was on drugs or something, or maybe they thought she was going to have some sort of episode and have a fit or something. I don't know. I can't really answer. But men don't trust you anymore. That's simple as it. You're not trustworthy.
And she stands there for at least 10 minutes doing this, dancing, and within 10 feet. And not
so
once,
she is a creep.
Not once did they approach her. Not once did they even attempt to. And she walks then by them and around to come back to us, and they are just gawking, staring at her as she walks back. So as we get up to leave for the night, we walk literally within 2 inches of them, right in front of them, and not one says a thing.
So you are perverts. You are feral. That's the word that women use, isn't it, on TikTok about men at gyms and stuff like that do things like that. Yeah. You're a pervert, mate. You need a restraining order.
Mind you, when she came back from the bathroom, she did get approached by 4 men that were like 65, because I feel like that men at that age and genre, that they just know
genre
how to approach women. They just know, like, that's in their DNA.
Okay.
And somewhere along the lines, it's gotten lost. And we were sitting there observing, and there was only one girl that was really talking to a few men, and every single time she was approaching them.
There you go. She was approaching them. They got approached by Gen X. Your mate did. Yeah, because for the most part, older people, older guys and whatever, they don't see all the crap that gets put on TikTok or Facebook and YouTube and so on and so forth, because they don't know. They don't get involved with it. They see it as a younger thing, kids, what have you. It's like I work with a guy. I mean, I'm not a young guy. I'm 53, but I work with a guy who's a bit older. He's about 64, 65, something like that. And I was telling him about Twitch. I was telling him about my Twitch account, and he couldn't get in his head. It's like, Why are people watching that? Why are people just not playing games themselves? And he just couldn't get his head around it. And I showed him my account, and he still couldn't get his head around it. But it blew his mind. And that's the thing, because he doesn't know anything about Twitch and stuff like that. He's not seeing all this crap that gets posted. So he's not tainted by all of that. Whereas young guys your sort of age, they are seeing it. I'm seeing it because I'm looking for stuff to post on here about things like this. I'm doing a bit of research. So guys that are younger have been neutered by you lot. You saying all sorts of things and your information's completely contradictory. You'll get one woman who'll say one thing, another woman will say something else. Now, for safety, what you've got to do is you've got to take that one that says stay away. Take her at face value and take her as being read, because that's it. It seems that the majority of women, they want to be approached, but they only want to be approached by somebody that they find attractive. Well, how the fuck does anybody know who you find attractive? You're just a bunch of dumb fucks. Simple as that.
So what is it? Like, what do women need to do to be approachable? We thought, okay, we're sitting in a group of 3, that can be intimidating. So she went out on her own, stood 10 feet, even did a little glance at them, was standing all alone, and still nothing. Like, what do women need to do to be approachable, for a man to approach them when they're out?
Right. Don't be a bunch of cunts. Simple as that. Don't post shit on the internet berating men for all sorts of crap. Don't complain if men approach you. Just accept it with good grace and say, look, nah, sorry, I'm not interested, thanks. Make up some sort of bullshit or lie. But you don't have to turn around and say, look, you fuck off, you're a fat, ugly cunt, you're a fucking biffy, you're this, you're that, the other. Just fucking do one. Stop harassing me. Be more approachable. Simple as that. But you're not. You're not. Simple. So you're not going to be approached. Women as a whole, you're fucking it up for yourselves. So don't complain. It's not men's fault. It's yours that you're a bunch of cunts.
This so often, but I think it's pretty rare for pretty girls to be approached in public. And personally, I think it's because there's an overall full package that comes with being a pretty girl, and a lot of guys that aren't really up at that level don't really know how to handle that. But the best thing about this is the right guy will approach you, and it'll usually be a guy that meets your standards and is up at your level in terms of success, ambition, character, goals, all of that, and will overall be a better match for you than the dusties that are walking around.
Okay, there you go. Straight in. A better match than all the dusties. Yeah, this is what it's women like you fucking dumb cunt, that are why Andrew Tate became so popular and got so many views, so many likes, and so many followers, etc. Because he's talking all about fucking idiots like you. You got to go straight in and just call men as a whole dusties. What the fuck? Seriously, man. How does somebody know what you want? You don't want to be approached by anybody. Well done. You're not going to be approached by anybody because you've put it all out on here. And you've just said yourself, you don't want to be approached by dusties, by people that don't meet your standards. Going back to that previous one, was going on about 65-year-olds. When they were younger, when I was younger, we'd approach people and, you know, we'd be turned down time and time again. Yeah, women are the freaking same. They always have been. You always have been. You always fucking just, you do. The difference was that you didn't have social media. And not only that, women generally knew what a man's place was in the world, and they knew what their place was. And they knew that we're not equal, we're different. We have different capabilities, different things, different everything. And we bring different things to the table. And we're worth our own value in different ways. But you modern women, you think you're better than men. You're not. You're really not. The women that actually think that, you really just absolute fucking, oh, you're a piece of shit. You're thick as fucking pig shit. Simple as that.
You know I'm gonna get questions. My lip gloss is Pretty Girls Beauty. It's linked in the TikTok shop.
There you go. Basically, then what you're doing with this is a fucking advert for the lip gloss that you're using. You're a fucking idiot, mate. You really are an absolute... Nah. You are the reason that women are not being approached anymore. You and your kind of fucking influencers that talk shit. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, you're reasonably attractive. But then again, you know, there's a lot of people out there that would say different. And to be honest, there are so many women out there that are so much more attractive than you. But then again, let's look at you really, truly. Your face is full of makeup. What are you hiding? Seriously, what are you hiding? Maybe you really an uggo under that lot. That's what I'm thinking. Take all that lot off and you're ugly as fuck. Your character and your soul seems to be pretty ugly. So your exterior is probably ugly as well, my love. So
I love you guys. Stay pretty.
I think it's a kind of offensive if a guy doesn't try to hit on me. But I'm like, you know, what are you doing? What's wrong? You know, it's a little like, did I do have something on my face? What's wrong with you? Are you gay?
Really? Seriously? So if somebody doesn't approach you, they're gay. Wow. You really are up your own arsehole, ain't you? Yeah, you are. I'll take it back. As much as that last one was you know, part of the reason why Andrew Tate did so well. You are like number one. You're an absolute, yeah. You're not even that attractive, to be honest. You're not. It's just, yeah.
You know?
Listen, so you're saying that pretty much anyone who interacts who's like single and dating should pretty much at one point or another try to make the move. Okay.
Yeah, you know, like I mean, I understand like married man, all that, but I feel like if you're in an environment to meet people, why are you not talking to me?
What?
I feel like a lot of why don't guys like walk up to females? You know, like even if they think they're the prettiest, why won't you walk up?
Because you're fucking idiots. And like define an environment to meet people. Do you mean like a pub or something, or a club? Well, maybe they've gone to the pub or the club or whatever just to hang out with the friends, just have a good time with the friends, catch up with the friends, do things with the friends, you know? Maybe they just don't want to bother with freaking idiots like you. Because, like, come on. Dear me, yeah. You're not unattractive, but you're not attractive, really, my love. You're not. Yeah, maybe if you had a few points. But, oh, dear me. What is it with you women? You all think you're a 10 no matter how the fuck you look, no matter how you dress, no matter what you do with yourself, and you're all putting on this makeup. So what's the true you look like? And the fact is this, the more makeup you put on, the more it dries up your skin. The more it dries up your skin, the worse your skin's going to get. So as you get older, you're going to look seriously freaking ugly. I know many women that are older and they don't wear a great deal of makeup and they're more attractive than you, me duck. You know, after all, this is what this is all about, isn't it? You claiming that you're, you know, somebody that should be approached, which generally speaking is all about looks. Yeah. Your attitude's the reason why men don't approach. Because they see stuff online and they've had enough of it. Simple as that.